Hello people of the internet, Spaz here. Welcome to another 1.4.4 video, and today I'm going to be fighting Golem on the Zenith Seed, and showing you guys how to do it. So let's get started. Alright, so we have this arena here, and it looks pretty bright, right? That's because I've painted all the walls in here, and trim block of the arena with illuminate coating, because this actually allows you to see the silhouette of Golem in the fight at all times. Because on this seed, and on the regular Worthy seed, Golem makes everything dark, and you cannot even see him. So this effectively destroys that. So that's really great. And otherwise, it's just a regular Golem arena. You got yourself a platform, you got yourself your campfires, your heart lanterns, honey, sunflower for speed, and you cannot actuate the temple anymore on the Zenith Seed, which sucks because I got this booty ass Golem chamber here, and I had to stick with it. Now you can make an arena outside the Golem chamber still if you have the off Discord, but I did not do that because I wanted to prove to myself I could do it in here.
Oh hell no!
Or melee, I want you to use the Terrablade and the Seedler, both of them. They're both very good for the fight. Greater healing potions, a burger or any other food buff, iron skin, swiftness, regen, endurance, wrath, sake, rage, inferno, life force, thorns, which may not be needed because of turtle armor, shine, night owl, and ichor flasks. For armor, I want you to use turtle armor, full set, berserker's glove, frozen shield, moonstone, make sure it's night when you use the moonstone, again, to get the werewolf buff, master ninja gear, flame wings, warrior emblem, and terra spark boots, all reforged to menacing. Okay guys, so we're starting the fight. You're gonna want to focus on killing the fists first. They're of course the most horrible things, especially since they can no longer be like stalled when you hit them. But the charge up thing gives you a little more time to react. But just go back and forth like you did before the Golem fight, and the illuminate walls should actually help you see Golem silhouette at least at all times. And ichor flasks actually illuminate Golem when you hit him, which is real nice. So you should be able to actually see Golem a little bit instead of it just being completely dark, which is awesome. Going to the second phase of the fight, the Seedler may actually be a good contender for you, because it has so much spread. But the Terrablade of course will still be really good for you, because it's just an epic weapon. But just keep dashing back and forth, dodge those lasers, and like I said, the ichor flasks should keep all illuminated for you, so you should be alright. For Ranger, I recommend using the Chain Gun from the Frost Moon, Greater Healing Potions, a burger or any other food buff, Iron Skin, Regen, Swiftness, Endurance, Wrath, the archery potions don't need to be there, Rage, Inferno, Life Force, Thorns, Shine, and Night Owl potions. For armor, I recommend using Shroomite armor with the Bullet Mask, Avenger Emblem, Frozen Shield, Moonstone, again use at night so you get the werewolf buff, Master Ninja Gear, Flame Wings, Ranger Emblem, and Terra Spark Boots, all reforged to menacing. Okay guys, so starting fight with Ranger, you're gonna want to take care of the fists first, because they're really bad in the first phase. So just dash back and forth like you typically would, and the chain gun will do the rest for you. Core head bullets are just gonna absolutely shred the fists. And then you want to focus on him when you shoot lasers before the fists die, because, well, fist will be focused on first. Illuminate paint should always keep at least the silhouette Golem visible to you, so you don't gotta worry about not knowing where he is. For second phase, just dash back and forth, or dodge the lasers. And again, the illuminate paint should keep going pretty visible for you. And the front type bullets will do a lot for you. You don't gotta worry about that too much. And then it should be completely fine.
My neat place.
For Mage, I recommend using the Night Glow from the Embers of Light. Now, I didn't show the Embers of Light fight before this guide, because the Embers of Light is pretty much exactly the same as it's always been. Greater healing potions, greater mana potions, a burger or any other food buff, Iron Skin, regen, swiftness, endurance, wrath, magic power, mana regeneration, rage, inferno, life force, thorns, shine, and night owl potions. For armor, I want you to use spectre armor, mana cloak, frozen shield, moonstone, again, use at night so you get the growth buff, master ninja gear, flame wings, sorcerer emblem, and Terra Spark boots, all reforged to menacing. Okay guys, so for phase 1 of the Golem fight, dash back and forth, and focus on killing the fists first, because they are a big problem. But the delay that the fists now have is actually really good, because it actually gives you more time to react. And of course, with Spectre Armor, when you get low, you can just switch to the Healing Hood, and pretty much just cheese this entire fight. Just super nice. Break from the difficulty of the other classes. But the illuminate paint should also keep Golem silhouette visible at all times for you. Usually you have to wonder where he is exactly. And it'll just allow you to see where your surroundings are better. This fight does make the area around you dark once you spawn the Golem on the sea. In the final phase, just dash back and forth, and dodge lasers, like the second phase. Now there's no fireballs, so it should actually be a little bit easier. And this Night Glow will absolutely spread Golem.
Yeah, boy.
Finally, for Summoner, I want you to use the Kaleidoscope from the Embers of Light. Again, that fight's not very much different, so I just decided to do Golem first, and I'll show that boss guide afterward. I want you to use the Deadly Spear Staff, greater healing potions, a burger or any other food buff, Iron Skin, regen, swiftness, endurance, wrath, summoning, rage, inferno, life force, thorns, shine, night owl, and ichor flasks, because those can be used for Summoner with the whips. For armor, I want you to use spooky armor, papaya scarab, frozen shield, necromantic scroll, master ninja gear, flame wings, summoner emblem, and Terra Spark boots, all reforged to menacing. Okay guys, so for the first phase of Golem, let's go back and forth. Like you normally would for a Golem fight, just make sure you focus on those fists first. They become a really big issue if you don't kill them, especially when they get faster. And the illuminate paint should always keep Golem, like at least his silhouette, but illuminated for you, so you can always kind of at least know where he is. So that kind of eliminates the darkness factor that you have to deal with on the seed, which is great. the second phase, you're just gonna go back and forth. Just do a normal golem fight. With lasers. All that. Since there's no fireballs now, it maybe actually be a little bit easy for you. Depending on how you deal with golem.
That was a close one.
There we have it, guys. That's Golem. That's all 4 classes on the Zenith Seed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful. And overall, you know Golem's not really that different when you do the strategy. The Illuminate Paint really helps. It really pretty much just eliminates that darkness factor for me. So subscribe for more content from me, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Goodbye.